How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Grimm from the Bug Out Boys, and welcome to another review. And this review is going to be about the Thermarest NeoAir Xtherm pad. That's a lot of words. For the rest of the review, I'm just going to call it the Xtherm or Xtherm pad. But why don't I bring you in closer so we can give this piece of gear a thorough look over. Now, before I go into the pluses of the Xtherm pad, I do want to let you know that I will be leaving a link in the description. So all of you who like to check out all the specs and measurements and everything else of this particular pad can go there and do so, because just for reference, I have the regular Xtherm pad, not the Xtherm Max. So there are a couple of different configurations, just so you know. But back to the pluses. First and foremost, weight. This pad only weighs 15 ounces, so it's not even a pound. And that can be very crucial for us bug out people, because unlike backpackers that are doing light treks, you know, there is the possibility that we are going to be staying out indefinitely and might be taking more or heavier gear than we normally would. Also, the size of it is relatively small. It's a little bit thicker than an Nalgene bottle, a little bit taller than a Coke can. You can just kind of see from the reference of my gloved hand here about how big it is. And you could probably get a little bit tighter if you wanted. So size, the weight are both pluses. Also, the comfortability. I think it fills up to about 2.5 inches, so it's very comfortable. And then most important, it has the best warmth to weight ratio, at least of all the Thermarest pads, because it has a 5.7 R rating, which I believe takes it down to below zero, -20, maybe a -30, that you're still comfortable in laying on the pad and the pad being on the ground. And to me, that's super important because I'm a very cold sleeper. I get cold very easily. So to me, I wanted something that was super, super, super duper warm. So even though I am not maybe in -40 degree weather, I'm still nice and toasty. And also, we all know that a good night's sleep is crucial to any bug out and or survival situation. Now, everything you see here is what comes with it. A patch kit, also very important. The bag that it comes with, and then this gray bag that most people probably would discard. I encourage you not to, because this bag, if you look right here, there's sort of like a rudimentary hole, valve, gasket, whatever you want to call that. That fits over the valve in the pad right there, and you use this to blow up the pad, which I highly encourage you to do so, because the first time that I broke this out of the box and tried to inflate it with my own lung power, I damn near passed out because of just getting lightheaded. So also, as a rule of thumb, you probably wouldn't want to be using your own moist, hot, possibly germy breath going into here, because you don't want to create a colony in here, so to speak. So this is great. Also, if you've hiked up a huge mountain and you're out of breath, well, you don't want to be blowing this up. So this is great. Plus, once you're done with it, it's a pretty sizable bag, as long as you're not trying to, like, you know, put water in or any small little things in it that won't fall out of that hole. You can use it as another carrying device. So all pluses. The construction, it's solid. No problems there. I think it's 40 denier on top, 70 denier on the bottom. It's a rugged construction, and did I mention that it's light? All right, some of the negatives for the Xtherm pad, first and foremost, is going to be price, without a doubt. All of the hoodoo voodoo magic that they did to keep it super light and super warm comes at a hefty toll. This is the regular Xtherm pad, as I said before, and I paid about $200 for that. So you'll be paying probably that a little bit less, and maybe a little bit more, depending on which size and model you choose. And that's going to be a pretty big deterrent for most people, since a lot of people are perfectly happy with a $10 to $20 yoga mat pad. Another negative is going to be that it's inflatable. So if you lose your repair kit or run out of it, or the tear is so huge that you can't fix it, you're out of a pad. And especially in a cold environment, that's going to be pretty detrimental. And finally, the material. Although I had it in the plus side of being very, very sturdy and strong, it's also slippery. Now, the top layer is supposed to be soft, and it is. It's no fleece or flannel by any stretch of the imagination. but it is a little bit slippery, and so is the bottom, which is even tougher. So for me being a hammocker, it's not that big of a deal because the hammock cocoons it and holds it to where I'm sleeping, but those of you in a tent might find it a little bit annoying. So I'm just going to stick that in the negative category, even though it's probably more of a nuisance than a negative. But as you can tell, I love this piece of gear. It has kept me warm. I have gotten many comfortable nights sleep with it, and those are the two most important things. So for me, it was worth the chunk of change, but you will have to decide that for yourself. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review of the Xtherm pad. I hope I was able to kind of let you know about some of the pluses and minuses about this particular piece of gear. If you did enjoy this review, please do subscribe, because there will be more reviews, bots, Pioneer preps, and of course Bug Out Boys episodes along the way. And if you have any questions, comments, or even stories about this piece of gear, please do leave it below, because I love to read them, and of course I love getting back to you. So thanks for joining us.